Courtney, Miss Counselor in Training, the Type A Girl, the Annoying Princess, the BITC, yeah, you get it. Courtney's one of the most loved and hated characters in Total Drama. She has the mindset, the boyfriend, the hotness, and the craziness of a great character. However, that's not to say she's the most, for lack of a better word, affable. Actually, she's almost extremely hated by the fans throughout different parts of the internet like DeviantArt, Facebook, FanPop, and even the wiki blogs. I've never seen a character that diverts the fandom more than Courtney. I mean, maybe Zoe too, but shut the fuck up. Honestly, I like Courtney, and at first I didn't know why fans would hate her, but after rewatching all of Courtney's moments from past seasons, I think I can understand why, especially in All Stars. We will get to that. I'm TotalDramaRicky, and I'm gonna answer the question, does Courtney deserve all the hate? Spoilers and opinions, just a simple warning.
Oh, I just mixed up the two speeches.
So Courtney, or Miss Counselor in Training, has an intense behavior, but at her core she thinks of herself as the main leader, which doesn't really work out on occasion since she's considered a bitch to everyone else. She's very bossy, competitive, serious, and even controlling at times, but she can be honestly civil and gracious to her fellow competitors and teammates. But I ain't so sure on that. Courtney wants to always feel like a winner and achieve every goal and obstacle in her life, but she's inclined to exaggerate when things go wrong and drives herself in the most appropriate attitude in order to get what she wants. Right. Everyone on the show, including her teammates, always consider her as annoying anytime she brags about her CIT training or trying to keep things under control. Throughout her time in Total Drama, her personality changes from an easygoing but pushy girl into a complete egotistical and hostile bitch. When she wants something and really wants it badly, she's willing to fight to the death just to get it. Jesus, I wouldn't even want to be in the same room with her. However, her determination eventually leads to her own destruction, so even she cannot always win. Courtney does have excellent athletic capabilities and is shown in several occasions that she cares for the prize money more than her closest relationships. Her twisted priorities joined with her severe propensities have caused her to become an odious character among her fellow competitors, and to the viewers especially. But let's not conclude of what the hate level is for the CIT girl just yet. So I'm going to compare Courtney's roles in each season of Total Drama and see if whether or not the hate factor occurs. And oh boy, there's a lot to take in, but let's give her the benefit of the doubt.
I figured that if I kept moving, I could outlast all of them. I just had to keep my eye on the ball.
So let's start with Total Drama Island. And come on. This was her best season. It shows the more entertaining side of Courtney before she starts to get on the contestants' and audience's nerves. At the beginning of Island, she shows her real personality as being a very nice and intelligent girl that is willing to lead her team to victory. However, that's not the case as she started to show her weak side by refusing to attempt the diving in a safe zone on the water from a high as hell cliff while being infested with sharks and trying to survive challenge. I made that up. Complaining about the boxes and getting bit in the eye. And thus, the line, "But I'm a CIT," was born. But thanks to avoiding the first elimination by the Killer Bass because of Ezekiel's sexist comments, she makes this intense and threatening message to us, the viewers.
Are you recording this? Good. They can enjoy their little party all they want. But I'm gonna win this competition. And no one is gonna stop me.
So this is where Courtney's dominant personality comes to play. She highly regards herself over others, giving her enough reason and confidence to take control over the team, even if they don't like her that much. And no surprise, they don't like her. But that doesn't stop Courtney from trying to keep her team in control. Even if she attempts, it doesn't work out too well, even exploring her own weakness of green jelly, which reminds her of mucus.
I'm so embarrassed. How could I be so weak? I deserve to go home. Ugh, okay, stop it. You're pathetic. Show some confidence, Courtney.
So in the end of Courtney's run in Island, she's considered a poor leader, though she tries. I mean, she can't display her ability to back herself to others. Now, the fans would complain that her being bossy to her teammates is what makes her a bad character, and that the Killer Bass shouldn't take her seriously. But that is what makes Courtney an enjoyable character. Without her bossy personality, she wouldn't even be an interesting character. The way she was so pushy, her loud voice, and her interactions with other characters is what I really enjoyed from Courtney. More or less. Yeah, at times she can be annoying and even a lot dickish to her teammates, but she does have some good character development and great moments. And the very best thing about Courtney and TDI is her relationship with Duncan. First of all, the build up to their bond was amazing. They first started off despising each other until they start to grow unanswered feelings. And at some occasions, Duncan does flirt with Courtney, which results in painful consequences. However, when Duncan surprisingly does something nice like getting DJ a new bunny, she changes her perspective on him.
I can't believe you found a new bunny for DJ. You're a good guy.
What? No, I'm not.
You are. You're actually nice.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I saw you do it, Duncan.
Okay, fine, I did it. Are you happy now? Listen, don't tell anybody, okay? I don't want them to think I'm soft or anything.
Your secret's safe with me.
Bruh. This lasts until the episode Basic Training when Courtney scolds Duncan for being mean and almost spills the truth in front of the guys. Then he gets into some shit with Chef Hatchet, which he is sent to the boathouse alone. Courtney, while still denying she likes Duncan, goes to check on him and bring him food.
She likes him.
After a typical teen conversation, Duncan finally convinces Courtney to break some rules, and the two of them secretly steal junk food from Chris and Chef's campsite for themselves and their fellow campers. Courtney does get hyper from the sugar and gets sick. Gross. So once another quixotic moment between Courtney and Duncan.
Well, you could always give me that kiss. That'd be pretty bad.
You're still not my type.
Fine. Enjoy a peanut butter-less life.
Thanks. Enjoy prison.
I will.
So fucking precious when you smile.
While I think this moment is really sweet and romantic, he does know she threw up, right? I mean, didn't she still have vomit in her mouth? I mean, does Duncan sort of just have a sweet taste of vomit? And oh god, I don't want to think about it right now. Now that we got the gross stuff out of the way, Duncan and Courtney officially became a couple. Then all that falls apart when Harold gets his revenge on Duncan by rigging the votes against Courtney to vote her off. Honestly, she didn't deserve to be eliminated, but at least she got back at Harold by beating the shit out of him. But that's what I like from Courtney's character change. She learns that in order to win, you must deal with the situation in any way you can, even if it means breaking rules and leaving friends in the dust. That's part of the premise with Total Drama. You either make friends or win the big one. Courtney went from a nice, bright girl to a dominant, belligerent competitor. Ooh, now that's good character development. And even in the total drama, Peter Piper pickle peppers, Peter Piper pizza special. F***ing hell. Courtney brings her aggressive behavior to retrieve the $1 million suitcase, risking the other contestants' lives and even her new boyfriend Duncan. Like, how the f*** can she steal a f***ing hot air balloon? This chick's on fire! So how does Courtney hold up in this season? Well, I can understand that not a lot of fans really like her and her personality change, but I love Courtney in this season. She first started off as a somewhat nice and maybe pushy girl into a badass rule-breaking bitch, and of course her relationship with Duncan is awesome. But we're only starting from the first season, so without further ado, let's move on to the movie set.
Okay, this just got interesting again.
Now it's time for Total Drama action. So since Courtney never had a chance to join this season due to contract issues, she's apparently sidelined to the Aftermath episodes along with the other rejects. This season is where we see the new Courtney, no longer the nice and pushy CIT. In the first Aftermath episode, she first sided with Gwen because she thinks that Trent is a loser, which I kind of agree. Then switches to his side after listening to why Trent had the 9 problem earlier in the season. But during the episode Ocean's 8 or 9, when the Screaming Gaffers, minus Oshana, went on to do a badass bank robbery, the most shocking moment happened.
Afternoon, ma'am. That's a great set of legs you got there. But right now, I'd like to focus on those lovely hands of yours. I need them to start filling this pillowcase with cash.
Anything else I can do for you today? Duncan?
I'm about to end this man's whole career.
Oh yeah, the hot CIT chick is back. But how the hell did she manage to get back onto the show even though she wasn't allowed to? With a lawsuit. Oh. Well. Okay then. I mean, she had to find a way to get back onto the show, right? I guess you could say she was going to take them to Courtney.
Just f*** off!
But sadly, this is where the downfall of Courtney slowly begins. Don't get me wrong, she's still a great character in action. Her personality is still pretty f***ing great. But somehow she's starting to become more annoying than her past season. Courtney seems to be more of a show-off and a spoiled brat. She even voted off Owen in the same episode because the rest of her team, the Killer Grips, tried to vote her off even though they can't because of legal reasons. That's seriously selfish of her to do that, though Owen kinda threw them off the challenges, but he's a good guy, so how could she? Why? Now when Courtney finally came back, I was hoping that she would have learned from her mistakes and played the game right and stay focused. Nope. Instead, the writers decided to change Courtney's character from great to on the one hand, she still remains bossy but makes more enemies than friends. On the other hand, at least she's still a physical, intelligent girl with a determination and risk to win. She's not here to make friends, she's here to win the motherfucking $1 million. She may be hated, but there's no doubt that Courtney is the best antagonist or villain in action. Another antagonist is Justin, who...
That did it. Somebody once told me the...
Yeah, whoever says Justin's the best total drama villain, care to explain why? Anyways, her situations are kinda similar to Heather's and Island, but this time Courtney has nobody for help except maybe Duncan to rely on. Despite that, she manages not only to be in the competition with her physical abilities, but also causes contestants to accept her despicable deals, like forcing Harold to eliminate Lashana and forcing the contestants to split the prize money 50-50 in the spy episode or blow up, which they later broke off, so that was pointless. She may be really bossy, but this is the best of Courtney in my opinion. But unfortunately, her tactics aren't as good as Heather's and Island. And we all know no one can replace Heather.
But what about Alejandro?
And no one can replace Heather. Most of Courtney's frustrations come from Lindsay, creating a big competition between each other. It actually makes sense and it's pretty funny. We have one girl who's hostile, clever, and strong-minded. The other one is the direct opposite. If there's logic, Courtney will easily beat Lindsay. But I say logic, a word which in Total Drama don't mean shit. It's not as strong as Heather and Lashana's rivalry, but I love this because it's really funny watching Courtney getting more and more irritated as Lindsay starts to win by luck, such as the superhero costume, murder mystery, and red carpet challenges. Despite that, I kinda sympathize Courtney as she only knows one way to get the reward: hard work. Just look at her cricket costume, that's some high level creativity. Look at her rocking out with that guitar, put her with that Nirvana shit. Look at them moves, oh. Well now. Oy. Fans criticize Courtney for being an extremely annoying, non-sympathetic, egotistical, selfish, hazardous, and horrible bitch. I do agree at a few points. Yes, Courtney's annoying, but then again, she tries to get ahead in the competition and it sometimes ends in failure. I mean, how do you feel when you work so hard but the other one who's an airhead beats you? As a villain, Courtney will never be as good as Heather. But it's kinda unfair to compare Courtney to Heather as they're both different characters. You have one girl who's good at manipulating other people to do your bidding, and another one who knows how to work hard to get ahead in the competition. There is a huge difference. Now the most important part of Courtney's role in action, her relationship with Duncan. Courtney focuses more on winning the competition and less on hitting with Duncan, which is extremely disappointing for me. Yes, it shows her new character change, but it stalls the relationship development between Courtney and Duncan. They're one of my favorite couples and it's hard to support them in this season if it doesn't get much focus. Well, actually, there are a couple of great moments between the two like this.
Oh yeah, now that's the stuff.
And this.
Didn't you already get a set of prints from Lindsay?
Yeah, but it was so much fun. I couldn't help myself.
And who could forget these?
Uncle!
That hard enough, baby doll?
I remembered watching action for the second time and I felt dissatisfied in the finale that Courtney somehow loves Duncan and Duncan loves her too without any decent and nourishing reason. I mean, I still like the couple, but it's not as strong as the previous season. I mean, when Courtney was voted off in the Buddy Animal episode, Duncan didn't give two shits about her. He's kinda glad that there's someone relationship is done. Well, I mean, he had to deal with a relationship letter with Courtney, which... Why would you need that? Seriously, Courtney does not know the true meaning of having a boyfriend. But I guess they got back together at the finale, but then they had some real complications in the Manhunt special, sort of a sign of a toxic relationship. And now they're back together, making out as usual. Fuck. I give props to the writers for changing the course of Courtney's personality in this season, but it does have flaws. I can understand that they wanted to focus on her bossy and aggressive nature instead of her relationships with the other contestants. But can it be something that doesn't give her an unfriendly edge and focus more on her justified actions? I mean, look at the scene when Courtney gets her home gift from the space film episode.
When I was head of the school debating team, my partner walked out on me during the biggest debate of the year because she felt I wasn't being a team player. I went on to win it without her. Take that, Brittany Reed. This photo is a reminder. If you want something done right, you do it yourself.
Yes, I would like more of that. Tell us in detail about Courtney's frustrations with succeeding and failing. This can make her a more interesting character. Don't make her into a spoiled brat. I understand how much the fans did not like Courtney in action. She remains dominant and unlikable throughout the season. At a few points, I agree with them somewhat, but in this case, we have to look from her perspective and understand why she does what she does. In the end, the new Courtney is decent for the show, but not so for the fans. However, it's not the end yet, as we are heading towards the skies and traveling around the world. And it's gonna be a nightmare. Oh jeebus. Total Drama World Tour is next, and oh boy, we're in for a ride. So, I can say the writers focused on Courtney and Duncan's relationship again, but all of a sudden it's now a love triangle featuring Gwen. Oh god. So before the plane ride from hell begins, I really liked how Courtney's character changed slightly in World Tour. She could be really bossy some of the time, especially arguing with her teammates, but I really liked her friendship with Gwen. I mean, it was out of nowhere, but this is the kind of good side from Courtney that I love to see instead of her whiny b***ness. Look at them as they torture Heather with satisfaction. That's the true meaning of friendship, I think. This is what I wanted for Courtney in action, and maybe also Island. This could have built better character development for her and she wouldn't get that much of a backlash from the fans. Not to mention, I don't know if this is really Emily Claire Barlow, but holy shit is she an amazing singer.
What's not to love about New York City? The taxis honk out in New York City. The crime is high, the pigeons fly. What's not to love about New York? Rockin' in Hawaii style, surfing down this magic mile, hoping I don't get burned by the lava that's a flying. Boyfriend kisser, I thought she was my friend, but now it's time to diss her. Sure, we had some fun times, but I'm not gonna miss you. Diss her.
Sadly, this crusade had to be turned into a sinking ship, and the episode Grease's Pieces turns this friendship into a clusterfuck. So previously in the London episode, Duncan is now back on the show, and he is back together with Courtney. Sorta. But then it turns out Gwen has feelings for Duncan, and they both kissed in the bathroom behind Courtney's back.
Oh my gosh, I didn't lock the door?
The lock's busted. What happened to your paw?
This is so stupid, but I have no idea. And I'm so glad you're here to mock me about it.
Me too.
Ow. Hey.
I didn't understand this. Why would Gwen and Duncan kiss, but Courtney and Duncan are still a couple? What? Whose idea was it to put these two together and name them a couple? I mean, you could argue that there were glimpses of it in action, but I didn't see any connection between these two whatsoever. I mean, I would like them better to be friends, but not as a couple. This felt so rushed, unnecessary, and really stupid. Anyways, Tyler finally confessed what he saw, and Courtney goes berserk on Gwen.
How could you? I thought we were friends-ish. I hate you. I hate you.
Well, looks like it's back to her character in action, except much worse. This is the point where I actually started to dislike Courtney, not because of her eventual heel turn, but because of this moment she starts to randomize as a frail character. Courtney's all about determination, leadership, and sometimes yelling, but if she wants to get shit done, she gets shit done. Here, the writers completely threw it out the window. Once Courtney and Gwen were starting to become best friends, and now we have an out-of-nowhere love triangle story arc that makes all the characters involved look so inferior. Courtney turned into not just a bitch again, but to a more horrible, insensitive, and whiny crybaby. Even her interactions with her teammates felt so stale because her character is inadequate. All her motivations are focused on making Gwen and Duncan's lives miserable and getting her vengeance. I mean, she does get her vengeance on Harold and Island, but that was expected and really hilarious. This, however, is not funny but sad and pathetic. The point of character development in any show is to evolve the character, change them into a different person, and learn from their mistakes. Courtney is an exception, and her character change and motivations in World Tour is just irritating to watch. Courtney finally being satisfied with Gwen's elimination, how she was manipulated by Alejandro to make Duncan jealous, and her elimination in the China episode goes to show that she has not changed, nor has she learned her lessons from before. And speaking of Alejandro, why in the living would Courtney let someone like him fork with her? I mean, I know Alejandro's the villain who can manipulate any of the girls due to his manliness, but Courtney would be the last person I thought to be manipulated by him. And it happened in just one episode to another with no real development. I love Duncan and Courtney and Island because of their interactions throughout the beginning 12 episodes. Sure, at first they don't seem to get along, but they manage to create a connection and learn about each other, even if it results in entertaining proportions. But with Courtney and Alejandro, not a fucking chance. She even tried to flirt with Tyler to make Duncan jealous, and why is she doing this? She doesn't need to do this. This is all so wrong. Courtney should have learned that not every guy is who she thinks they are and become more independent and logical with whom she encounters. But no, she shares cookies with Mr. Muchacho here, and God, it looks so stupid. Hell, even after everything that Alejandro done that almost everyone does not support him, Courtney helps him in the finale against Heather. She even eats Alejandro's food during the China episode after she was exploded off of the Great Wall and Mr. Muchacho didn't bother helping her. Oh God, this is giving me a headache. Probably some of you might be thinking that I'm overreacting, but the reason Courtney is one of my favorite characters is because of how she was expressive in Island in action. For the most part. She first started off as a pushy but determined CIT, then into a psychotic but skillful person, and almost close to being a still pushy girl, but we at least get to see a glimpse into her good side. But after the Grease episode, that was suddenly dropped dead only for her to be desperate and even more psychotic. This is the kind of treatment I never wanted to see for Courtney, but sadly it happened and it's pitiful. I loved Courtney in the first part of World Tour because of her interactions with Gwen and how she became more friendly. Yeah, she still argues and acts like a spoiled little girl, but at least we see some good in her. Unfortunately, she doesn't get any better in the later episodes. I really did not like Courtney in this season, but at least not as much as everyone else. She does have some good moments in the first half, but then it all falls apart when the love triangle happened. As much as this tragedy could have ended, it's not over yet. Oh.
At least I still have my pride.
And now it's time to hit the bottom of the barrel. Well, at least what's left of it. Total Drama All-Stars.
You ruined my life!
This is considered as the worst Total Drama season of all time, at least according to the fanbase. Honestly, I don't hate this season, but I find it to be very disappointing. So much potential that this season had was flushed down the drain the moment it aired on Cartoon Network. So, Courtney, where do I begin? How about when she was part of the heroic hamsters, despite from the past seasons that she really isn't a hero but all of the things I mentioned before? What about when Courtney had some intentions on eliminating Zoe because of her badass skills? I mean, it's minor, but shut up. Or what about when she used Sam to shield herself from a barrage of blood-sucking leeches? Or what about the worst thing that Courtney has done in All Stars yet? Not bringing Sam breakfast after surviving the night at Boney Island.
Gotcha, bitch!
Well, at least she was moved to the villainous vultures after 3 episodes, but that was too little too late. And what about the whole friendship massacre between Courtney and Gwen? Oh Jesus Christ, this was a pain to watch. Okay, I'll admit, I hated Gwen's character change in World Tour and All Stars, but at least during the episode, she would try her damnedest to be friends with Courtney again. Although most of the time is hurting Courtney by accident, and even Chris tried to make it worse for Gwen by praising her villainous. Villainous? Is that a word? Oh fuck it, I'm gonna make it a word, it's villainous. But in the Moon Madness episode, Courtney gets chased by an angry looking motherfucking deer until Gwen comes in and saves her. And how does Courtney respond?
No, I wouldn't. If our positions were reversed, I'd be one step closer to $1 million, and Gwen would be deer food.
Hold up.
I guess friendships don't mean shit in Total Drama, eh? But somehow, some way, they both finally forgive each other by beating the shit out of each other with boxing gloves in a boxing ring.
I guess I'm not as over it as I thought. Sorry, Gwen. This is going to hurt you more than it hurts me. That's for kissing my boyfriend!
That's for him not being your boyfriend when he kissed me!
It's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. 12 seconds later.
Okay, time's up.
We're not done! I only came back on the show to make things right with you.
Ow! I never really missed Duncan, but I really missed you.
Hey!
So, friends?
Totes. Friends forever. Aww.
Oh yeah, how do you fix a friendship? By letting both friends beat the shit out of each other. Alrighty, I'll keep that in mind if I have two friends arguing with each other. Then we have the so-called relationship with Scott. Okay, before anyone asks, I don't like this pairing. Just like Gwen and Duncan, it felt rushed and had not much build-up whatsoever. However, I have to admit that when they are together, it leads to a lot of funny moments between the two.
Courtney, I'm your girlfriend!
I still love that line. But in the Zeke and Ye Shall Find episode, this happened.
Oh, yeah, this is the shit! Kill me now!
I know that Mal manipulated Cameron to play dirty and not trust anyone, but this? Why this? Why would this pointless moment happen? Oh, you know, I bet there's fan art over this. I'm not kidding, but I'm not searching it up. I looked up that fucking Rule 34, I ain't about to go through more weird territorial shit. And then later, Courtney argues with Scott. Again, good stuff. But then she becomes guilty about kissing Cameron and doesn't want Gwen to find out because why? Even though she blurts it out later in the Ops to Kill Course episode.
You two better not be talking about me kissing Scott and Cameron.
You kissed Cameron?
Oops.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
Why is Courtney worried about Gwen's reaction to her kissing Cameron? I mean, is it because they're both good friends? Is it because she doesn't want to ruin much of her friendship with Gwen? Is it because it's a whole bringing up another love triangle? Oh, my brain hurts. And we finally get to the Sunday Muddy Sunday episode and, well, you guys know. Pinche cabrón, what the hell happened to Courtney here? There were so many opportunities to make Courtney a really amazing character in the entire series, but the writers instead made her worse after World Tour. I still think World Tour is inferior because of the unnecessary character change, but All Stars demolished it into ash. Courtney was just a polarizing character that couldn't even balance herself to stand out as good. The writers didn't seem to know what to do with her and just made her into a horrible egomaniacal bitch. Where's her determination? Where's her niceness and pushiness? Where's all the hard work she done? Where's her "but I'm a CIT" phrase? Where's her and Duncan's relationship? Where's her good writing? And speaking of Courtney and Duncan, it was at this point that I lost interest in them being together again. I mean, I still like the couple, but All Stars decimated any chance of them having a relationship again, and why should I care? Duncan seemed like he still likes Courtney, which causes Gwen to say enough and dump him, so what was the point of them being together if they're gonna break up anyways? This was the most idiotic reason for a breakup, and all because Duncan wanted to impress Courtney, the same girl that he left for Gwen.
What the
But Courtney had no feelings towards Duncan and only focused on Gwen and Scott, which that didn't end so well either. Sunday Muddy Sunday. This was a clusterfuck of a season. Seriously, All Stars has the worst writing in any cartoon or anything parody-wise I've watched in my entire life. But now I have to answer the question, does Courtney deserve hate in All Stars? Well, as much as I want to give Courtney a bashing for this season, I can't. I kept thinking about it a little more, and I don't think Courtney should be hated in All Stars. Yes, I know I sound crazy and a lot of you may not agree, but hear me out. Yes, Courtney was a very unlikable character in All Stars and does deserve every single bit of hate for what she's done. But I have to blame the writers for making Courtney a poor character. It probably started in action that it was conflicting on what kind of character she was being. That World Tour made it more complicated and All Stars ruined it. But what if the writing was a lot more different instead of the final product that we got? I'm not going to entirely imagine a different perspective, but I want to look at a glimpse from Courtney's time in Total Drama and find a point where the writing could improve greatly. That moment with Courtney in her photo from action, as short as it was, it felt really strong. I actually felt bad for Courtney because her story was about working with her partner in a debate, and that same partner walked out on her because she wasn't a team player. However, Courtney managed to win the debate without her partner. Even her line, "If you want something done right, you do it yourself," was a very strong line. This is the Courtney I would love to see from action, all the way towards All Stars, and maybe she can move to the finale against Scott or Zoe. Let me dream. That would make her a very interesting and possibly likable character, and we can all live happily ever after. But never happened, and Courtney will continue to go down as one of the most hated Total Drama characters of all time. Does Courtney irritate me in many parts of World Tour and All Stars? Oh, you better f***ing believe it. But do I hate Courtney as a character? Honestly, no. I do think Courtney had potential to be a good character if the writing wasn't completely shit. Courtney is one of my favorite characters because she's so enjoyable as hell. But it was World Tour and All Stars that took all the good parts of Courtney and crushed it. So to really answer the main question, I don't think Courtney deserves all the hate. Sure, Courtney got a lot of shit from World Tour and especially All Stars, but I can't deny she had some great moments in Island in Action. And I'll admit, she did have a couple of funny moments from World Tour and All Stars that definitely made me laugh till I was on the floor. I just wish that her character was more fleshed out and written better instead of what we watched. Maybe it can limit the hate on Courtney? I'm not sure. Of course the fans will continue to debate on whether Courtney is a good character or not, and I can't change their minds. But I still understand why a lot of fans hate her, and I'm not going to argue with them. Everyone has their own opinion, and I'm happy we all do. I'm kinda glad Fresh TV kept her character in TotalDramaRama, but since I'm not fully interested in the show, it's not saying much. If by a miracle that Fresh TV does make another legit Total Drama season, if the fans can stop harassing them, please bring back Courtney and write her better. Give her the victory that she deserves. Give her a better story arc, and definitely make her a better character. But at this point, I'm not holding my breath. If you like Courtney, good for you. If you hate her, more power to you. Best thing is to respect each other's opinions and conjoin. If you can't, take a break from the internet. I know you're going to type down in the comments, and I highly suggest you don't. Courtney, she gets a lot of hate, possibly a lot more than Zoe, but she'll always be one of my favorite Total Drama characters of all time.
You are so not going to be my secretary if I win.